Alright, what's up? I came across this video about a woman named Brittany Zamora from, I believe, Arizona. She was like a 20-something-year-old, 25 or something year old teacher of elementary school. This woman ends up sleeping with a student. He's 13. Uh, Now, let me say this real quick. The woman's not necessarily, she's not an ugly woman. She's actually kind of attractive. You know what I mean? She's kind of, what the traditional what America has thrown at you as the traditional white attractive woman. That kind of what she is. Now, this says a lot of things because, one, someone doesn't have to look like a damn monster to molest children. Okay, they could be just as attractive as anybody else, if not more. They don't have to be old as hell or anything like that. This woman is teaching children in a school, meanwhile the whole time plotting on these little boys. I mean, it could have went to little girls eventually, who knows, but so I don't know the little boy's name. This was in Arizona, I believe. Now, she ends up giving the boy a blowjob in the car, two nights in a row. She's married, by the way. 2 nights in a row, she's ended up giving the boy a blowjob. Then she ends up having sex with the boy in the classroom while the boy's friend is a lookout to make sure nobody comes. Then after a while, she started asking the boy's friend if he was circumcised. Um, and I guess she wanted to end up having him run a train on her. Because it was some kind of fantasy of hers to have sex with little kids. You know, it's really strange to me, but I'm thinking that a lot of teachers are just pedophiles in the waiting. Okay, you got people that want to help children because they know that children are the future, and you got some people who want to be around children because they want to screw the children, or they look at it as some sick. Um, I'm helping them grow up or turning them into a man type of. I'm guessing that's what they would be thinking. Um, Now, it's pretty sick. Now, when I stumbled across, I didn't really stumble across it. I mean, I typed in her name in Google, and then I came across change.org. Sign this petition. I'm not signing it, of course, but free Brittany Zamora and put her in therapy. Now, this woman had sex with a little boy and tried to have. Now, we don't know how many other little boys she had sex with, right? Now, we don't know if this woman is what this woman belongs to. I could go into a lot of stuff. We don't know if this woman is belonging to, knows other adults that have sex with children. Because I'm saying this because a lot of people are into child pornography, are into. I heard a couple years ago that one of the highest price things on earth to buy is like a 11-year-old boy or something like that. And that was years ago. I heard that, maybe like 1 or 2 years, but that's a lot of rich, powerful people who like to have sex with children, and that somehow goes into the occult. I'm not saying this woman is a part of that, but a lot of people who are into the occult look at having sex with children as taking their innocence and youngness away from them, and and devouring it for themselves, so that somehow it gives them energies, or I don't know. It's something on that lines, and that's how they look at it. Some of them, I guess, are just sick assholes, and it's not nothing occultic about it. But in this, maybe that one, she could be either one. I don't know, but I'm sure if we look into her life a little further, we could find out more. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Brittany Zamora, and okay, free Brittany Zamora and put her in therapy. Brittany Zamora had sex with a student who happened to be under the age of consent. The student willingly had sex with her. Okay, so let me stop right there. Now, it says he happened to be underage. He didn't happen to be underage. He was underage. Okay, yeah, the student consented. How many little boys, 13 years old, who are just starting to get to the age of probably masturbation? I'm gonna keep it, keep it 100. Probably starting just to get to that age. Probably just starting to get to the age of hearing other boys talk about what they did with other girls or what they want to do, and they're watching all kinds of Netflix shows, and TV is all sexualized nowadays. So everything's over hypely sexualized in an overarching manner. So it makes sense to me that this little boy would have sex with this woman. However, that doesn't mean that this woman should have sex with the little boy. Okay, a little boy might have sex with a lot of different people. Might. I don't know how he's raised in particular and what he thinks and what his values are. But I'm pretty sure a little 13-year-old boy who probably, gets an erection from watching a video of a woman shaking her ass. You know what I mean? So a boy like that probably would have sex with a woman like this. Okay, now moving past that, she has a 20-year prison sentence. Okay, well, 20 years. I fear that when she see this type of thing is an addiction. I fear that when she gets out, she'll go back to this, or at least try to. You know what I mean? She can't be a teacher no more. So what she'll do is she'll have to fade to black. People have to forget about her. She'll get out, and she'll probably, if she can even, she'll be able to get a job. She'll definitely be able to have a life, because America, when it comes to white people doing certain things, it overlooks. Because here's the thing: when white people get into trouble in America, because we know that America is racist and it was raised to be racist and brought up that way, and black people always have to get in more trouble for the same things that white people do. It's a message being sent that white people are the daughters and the cousins and aunts and uncles and sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers and the lawyers and judges and doctors and teachers. And see, white people are all of those things, right? So it wouldn't make sense for white people to be putting more white people in prison for the crimes they commit. Because why? Because you never know which white person next to you in your family is next. So they got to be more lenient on them. 20 years sentence is not necessarily lenient, but I will say that she's not going to do 20 years. Definitely not. You know what I mean? When people forget about this, because it just happened last year, when people forget about this, they'll be letting her out on parole. And they'll warn her about if she ever gets caught and she has to become a sexual predator report, whatever. She has to fill that out wherever she moves to, near a school or whatever. And so that's just how it is with that. Okay, white people are not going to make other white people pay. You know what I mean? Most of the judges are white, and even the judges that are black have had a history of getting in trouble for locking white people up. So this doesn't mean anything that she went to prison for 20 years. She has a 20-year prison sentence. She should have therapy instead of going to prison. Okay, she should have both. She should have prison and therapy. The prison she should have is to remind her that she needs to reflect on her life and what she's doing and the decisions that she's making, okay? And to pay for the crime of hurting those parents, knowing that she seduced their son, okay? But at the same time, it really exposed their son, and lets them see what their son is about. Okay, so now they can address some things with him. So, it's not all bad. You got to get some of the good out of it. It exposed both their characters. She should have therapy instead of going to prison. See how it's always I don't want to be making it about race, but hey, this is America. So, you see how white people never want to they never want to be penalized for their crimes. It's always they try to always say it's a mental issue. Anytime white men do something, it's a mental issue. You know what I mean? Anytime black people do something, it's a criminal issue. See the difference? We got more mental issues than other people from the shit that they've been putting on us. The word nigger and the concept of nigger only exists because it was created first in the mind of a white person. Okay, and then it was given to us and put on us and beat into us. So, yes, she does need mental health therapy, but she also needs to pay for a crime, right? She didn't intend to cause harm to anyone. She didn't intend to cause harm to anyone. No, she intended to suck some 13-year-old cock. That's what she intended to do, and she did it. Okay, and she had sex with some 13-year-old. That's what she intended to do. Okay, taste some 13-year-old boy ejaculate. That's what she intended to do. Yeah, I'm getting raw with it because they had raw sex. How about that? I'm not the one who slept with the little boy. She is. Now, the things that she did are inappropriate. Oh man, that's like, it sounds to me like that old white person thing. Bad Johnny. Don't do that, Johnny. Don't do that's bad. Now, I think that he has a mental health issue. Black boy, throw him into the fucking prison. What did he do? He stole a Snickers bar. Shoot him in the head, right? Amber Geiger's partner, whatever his name was, killed a black man for stealing a Snickers bar. Oh wait, he thought he had a gun, but the report was that he stole a Snickers bar. That's what the cops said anyway, after shooting him in the head. So the black boy isn't really here to say anything, because you know what I mean. He's not here. He's dead. He was murdered over a Snickers bar. But this woman sleeps with a kid. You got people who shoot up churches. You got people who shoot out of high-rise buildings into crowds. You don't hear about them. You got Bill Cosby, who may or may not have slipped something in the woman's drink, but more than likely, as I was coming up in the drug environment, I knew that women took lots of drugs before they slept with men. And just everybody took drugs. A lot of people, okay? A lot of different people. Even you college students. Drugs has nothing to do with education. Look, you got the richest people in an entertainment business doing drugs. So it has nothing to do with money. It's the hole inside the person. They're lacking something that at least they feel they are. So they take something that they feel is going to enhance their mood for the time being. So, I'm getting a little off, but the things that she did are inappropriate. But she didn't do anything ethically wrong. Ethically wrong? Wow. This is white supremacy at its finest, yo. This is like, because if this was a black person, no one would be saying this. That's why I'm saying it's white supremacy. If this was a black woman, they would not be saying this. They would be saying, burn this bitch at the stake. If this was a black woman, this would be on the news like crazy. And it was a white boy. This is crazy. She didn't do anything ethically wrong. She's a teacher. What do you mean? People who do things like this tend to have mental problems. Duh. People who are racist have mental problems. People who hang people on trees have mental problems. People who burn people at the stake for having dark skin have mental problems. But they didn't seem to stop them, though, did it? Everyone joined in. People who hold black people out of business have mental problems. Those people who ran into Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, burned it down and chased all the black people out of their own homes and stole everything from them, they had mental problems. The people who went to Africa to take human beings as cargo slave back during the times of antebellum slavery, they had mental problems. So what are you saying? Mental problems need to be helped? Yeah, they do, but you also have to pay for your crimes. See, white people are into not paying for their crimes. If you look at American history and their dealings with every other country, you can see that they have no intention on paying for the crimes that they commit. They are the anomaly within the universal codes, as so to speak. When you do something, you're supposed to pay for what you did. Reap what you reap your benefits. I mean, you know what I mean? Reap what you sow, so to speak, whether good or bad benefits. They don't want to do that. They only want the good. So everything they do it for the betterment of themselves, and that even goes to taking Indian children and smashing them up against the babies' heads and smashing them up against trees. That even goes to cutting a African woman's stomach open and letting her baby fall out and stomping the baby's head into the dust. See, that was all for the benefit of them. They did that for them. They did that for their babies. Even though they didn't have to do that, but they did it because they felt like they wanted to do it and they hated us. Somehow they're afraid of us. You only treat something like that you're afraid of. There's no good reason to think that she's a menace to society. She is a menace to society. There's no good reason to think that I'm a menace to society. I have no criminal record, but that doesn't stop white people from looking at me funny. Does it? She didn't intend to harm anyone. She didn't give him an STD. So she didn't give him an STD. So what? What the fuck does that mean? First of all, if everything you were saying was legit, you wouldn't even have to be saying it. Everyone would know this. Everyone would be saying it. But no, she's a pervert and she deserves to pay for her crimes. Sending her to prison will not help her with the mental problems. Wow, sounds a lot like a lot of black men that go to prison for bullshit. A lot of men in jail for nonviolent crimes. It's not going to help them. It's only going to make them worse, more hardened. Sending her to prison will not help her with the mental problems that cause her to do the things that she's been being punished for. It would be more effective for her to get help for her mental health. Therapy can help someone learn why they shouldn't do something. Prison is only a punishment. It doesn't fix underlying problems. Because of this, prison is not as effective. Now, see what I'm saying is true? They don't want to be punished for their crimes, for their criminality. Prison is only a punishment. Duh. It doesn't fix underlying problems. Why doesn't it? Oh, you recognize that. Oh, you see it doesn't work. So what the fuck you putting all of us in prison for? Why does America lead? See, America can lead the all the nations on earth in prison population as long as they're not white. Please have some understanding for all of this. I understand Brittany wanted to have some 13-year-old cock in her ass, and she wanted to possibly get pregnant by him and tell him it was her husband's. So it's a good thing she got caught when she did. Brittany Zamora is not a menace to society. She needs the help. She needs help in learning. She should be required to see a therapist regularly, such as once a week. She doesn't deserve to be in prison, and prison is not an effective solution. Thank you. The hell out of here. She deserves to be in prison, and I ain't signing this. And y'all some damn perverts too. This sentence is tyrannical. This is an outrageously long sentence. What happened was wrong, but 20 years of someone's life, that is absurd. Eat it up, cause I am. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Sick ass mother. Damn, I might not be able to put this video up because it got cursing in it. Oh well. We'll see. Well, I can't get it monetized, which is fine. I just want to put it out. So there you go. Brittany Zamora, the pervert who has sex with 13-year-old boy, had his penis all in her mouth, all in her ass. Probably, and told the boy she loved him, which is mentally damaging. Anybody who's been ever told they love somebody who they're having sex with, that's mentally damaging. Okay, especially if you believe it. He's a little boy. Of course he believed it. He didn't think this bitch was crazy, because if he did, he wouldn't have been dealing with her. He was falling for her. So it's a good thing it stopped when it did. The reason why it stopped, I believe, is because the boy's friend started telling people. Because I think that the boy's friend started seeing his friend act differently now. Started falling for this grown woman. She was like 25 or 27, something like that. And he's like, yo, this is weird. This is wrong. What the heck's going on? And she's trying to end up having sex with him, too. She's just a little freak, that's all. Little sex deprived freak who probably getting banged every which way in college, okay? She's just a whore, that's all. You know what I mean? And she felt like it wouldn't be as bad if she had sex with a little boy, that's all. She's afraid of that real grown man D. Grown men don't do it for her. They're not, see, it goes back to them not being pure enough. Grown men are already used up in her eyes. So what? So she goes to someone who's more pure. Make her some more pure. See, you never know what people are learning when they go through college. When they're learning, like, we're from a world where witchcraft and occultism isn't really a huge thing, black people. You know what I mean? We don't really have the books. We don't have the authors. You know what I mean? A lot of white people grow up with that shit in their household. They may not talk about it, but it's like the Bible in their house. You know what I mean? They may have both, the Bible and the damn books from these sick authors, telling them about the innocence of the essence of a child and all that type stuff. Well, why you think the Pope and them do what they do? Has to be looked at, man. So see the mindset. If they don't want her to pay, then damn sure don't want the Pope to pay. See, you should be honored that the Pope screwed your ass. screwed a little boy, molested a little boy. That boy should be honored, right? Because it's the Pope. This the authority of God himself, right? It's BS, man. They just want to do anything they want to do, man, and get away with it, man. But I'm out, yo. Peace out.